This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're at the Madison Square Garden here at the Hearn Theatre. I'm delighted to be joined by Nkosi Solomon. I could see what tonight really meant to you. Slight bit of relief there to get your first one out of the way.
Yeah, slight bit of release, slight bit of accomplishment. I felt a lot of accomplishment because I definitely sacrificed my body, my mind, and so much more to get ready for in preparation for this fight, you know. So it was just a lot of accomplishment I felt.
Let's sort of kind of backtrack. I haven't obviously seen you since I interviewed you a couple of days before your pro debut, but how was that period kind of since that defeat to now? How's that been for you, and what's been going on in your head?
In all seriousness, that defeat, it fixed something inside of me. What I mean by that is, this sport is the hurt business. You know, there's another man in there trying to take what you're trying to build, or trying to destroy what you're trying to build, or if you already have something like like other fighters do, they're trying to take what you have. So in losing that fight, it fixed me mentally, it fixed me emotionally, it fixed me in ways that I should only be focusing on my fight. I should only be focusing on things that better me as an athlete or better my craft. It was just a lot of fixing that happened after that fight, you know.
How long, or did you watch the fight back, or how long did it take you to be able to watch that?
It took me about a week.
Yeah.
Because at first, you know, I go home, I try to watch it. It was just so much hurt in watching myself lose like that, because I know I'm capable of so much more. You know, we all are capable of so much, you know. So it was just like a lot of hurt for me to just go and watch that fight. But after that week passed, you know, I was out of my groove. I watched that fight, probably 3 times a day, just to understand why this
3 times a day? Wow.
Yeah, man. Like, once when I woke up, second time is lunchtime, and once before I went to the gym. And I did that because I needed to understand what was I doing that this man beat me like that, you know. And it came down to simple facts. I didn't use my height. I fought this short man's fight, and I was in close with a guy that's like 5'10", you know. I'm 6'6", and I did everything that he wanted me to do, and that's what came to mind when I watched it, you know.
There was a piece of footage that went out of a conversation you were having with Eddie Hearn, and you don't really see kind of... I was surprised myself that it was put out, because that seemed to be kind of a sort of private conversation between... I don't think Eddie did for a while either.
Like, dude, yeah. When I was talking to him, I was just like looking at Eddie, and then like a couple of days later, like somebody tagged me in the video. I'm like, holy shit, they recorded that? I didn't know.
Yeah. I stopped recording, because I was recording the first 10 seconds. Okay. Then I kind of sensed the tone and realised that this was kind of a conversation between you and Eddie, and I stopped, but then obviously DAZN carried on filming. But it was really kind of refreshing to see that, because, you know, people don't really kind of get to see that much behind the scenes.
To me, it felt like a movie moment. Like, you ever, like, God willing, I'm able to make a movie about my life, that'll be in it. You know, this Eddie Hearn comes to look at me, he said straight up, listen, mate, your next fight determines your career. You know that, right? Like, that's how I felt. Like, holy shit. You know, this guy just says this to me, like, yo, your next fight determines what you do in life. It's a movie moment, man. It's like, you ever watch the movie and it's like, oh, I want those moments to happen to me, but for those moments to happen to you, you have to go through a lot of obstacles, you know. And hey, I went through my obstacle. The moment happened, and it just made me like go back to the gym and say, hey, I could do this. I gotta focus more. If I was giving 100%, I gotta give 110, 120%. Just to keep pushing forward to get that better edge that I needed, you know. Has that been in the back of your brain, that conversation? Oh, yeah, come on, you man. Had, yeah. The man straight up looked me in my eye and said, yo, your next
do the fight... impression again, it was brilliant.
Because... It's like, listen, mate, your next fight basically determines your career. Like, what are you gonna do? The fight determines what type of fighter you're gonna be, like who you are as a man. It was just, and it stuck with me. And like, trust me, I watched that video. Probably not as much as my fight, but damn near enough. Yeah. I know what he said to me, you know. It's in my heart. It's like, and much more than my next fight, I know that he didn't mean just my next fight determines my career. I know he means like from now on, your fights determine your career, and this is the sport we're in, you know. Every fight, I'm only as good as my last fight. So, and according to my last fight, I wasn't too good, you know. So, I just know every fight now I have to go out there and show who I am and show an elevation, a progression after each fight after fight after fight, to show that I'm getting better, I'm learning more, and I'm getting better and greater in the craft that I've chosen for myself.
What we saw in the third round tonight, is that a glimpse of the real Nkosi Solomon?
the overall fight was a glimpse of the whole real Nkosi Solomon, a young man that just wants to box, to use his brain, and you know, just be smart. That's what this game is about, being smart. So I could, by the end of my career, you know, I still have a good head on me, and I could hang out and teach my kids, hopefully, when I get them, and my family, you know.
Absolutely, but it seemed when you scored that knockdown, it was kind of like a confidence boost for you that could kind of come in that third round. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say, but I also had like a sense about me. What I mean is that, like, because I've always heard that an animal is most dangerous when it's hurt.
Yeah.
You know, it's trying to survive. So I didn't want to go out there and be like, okay, I just knocked this guy up. He got up pretty quickly, so I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna go out there and try to blow my, you know, bang his head against the wall. Just like, let's see what he has. Let's keep punching him, keep hitting him, and you know, it worked out good for me.
What's the plan? Obviously, 2018, regardless of what happened, that was the start of your journey, and that will always be the start of your journey. But focusing into this year now, it's like a brand new start for you, starting with tonight. What's the plan for 2019 for you?
Honestly, to never forget I lost, to never forget the feeling I felt, and to make sure I never feel that feeling again. Like, I felt like a little kid that lost a fight in elementary school. Like, I was hurt. And in 2019, the plan is to progress, become great, learn more, really learn more in this game, you know? And just become greatness personified in a couple of years. That's my plan.
Nkosi, appreciate you talking to IFL TV. Genuinely very happy for you. I was very intrigued to see tonight, and you bounced back from that night, which you did tonight. So that will always be a part of your career, but you can forget about it and move on. So, you know, to a certain degree.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like I said, like I know you just said it's like forget about it, but for me, my personal aspect is I never want to. I went into this training camp with with a hunger, a passion, with a chip on my shoulder because I lost that fight. I'm never gonna let go of it. I'm never gonna let go of the feeling I had when I went back to my hotel room and I was so upset with myself because I knew I was capable of more. So in 2019, we just keep that hunger, keep that chip on your shoulder, chest, wherever you want to put it, and just progress.
When I said forget about it, I didn't mean it because I heard what you said about you kind of using that in your kind of path forward now, but at the same time, you can't keep beating yourself up about it.
Oh no, yeah. It's not a beat yourself up about it type thing. When I think about it, it's not like I'm like, oh my God, I know. It's not like that. It's like, okay, Nkosi, you remember that feeling you had?
Yeah.
Remember that feeling you left that ring with? You know, it felt like that man took something from me, and because he fixed me, I gotta repay that favor to so many other people when I fight them. So that's how I view it. It's not a down on myself. It's not I hate myself. It's just like, okay, you could do better than this. You better make sure you do better than this every single time.
That's the right attitude to have. Absolutely. Have you had an indication when you'll be out next?
I have no idea. You know, I have no idea. We just go and get back to the gym on Monday and then get ready for the next step. So you don't gotta. What my son said, my bro says, when you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. You know, so that's just the plan right now.
No problem. I like that jumper, by the way.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's my favorite jumper.
I like that. Nkosi, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. I'm sure we'll catch up with you in the near future. So, yeah, have a lovely night.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right.